sir. My name is Denise Benavidez and I'm the oldest.
Oh, Denise, I should have reminded you, you have 2 minutes and we'll start now.
I'm the oldest of the 3 children of Roy B. and Elijah Coy Benavidez. And on behalf of our family, first and foremost, thank you for your endless time and effort and consideration in such a great honor with the proposed renaming of the school. To the educators of the school, however the vote may stand, please keep the conversation of Dad rolling in your lessons and so forth. We're honoring a patriotic man, not just today, not just yesterday, but always. To those that have their thoughts and opposed to such an idea, thank you too for keeping the conversation going, because without your discussions and your efforts and your opinions, everyone else would not know who our father is. To those of you that are for this renaming, thank you again for your support, because like our father always said, you'll remember me as I'm living, but you'll think more of me when I'm deceased. Thank you.
Thank you. Juliana Vasquez.
Hi, good evening. I'm Juliana Vasquez, 13 years old and currently in 8th grade at UCMS. The current question of the day is whether or not to rename Northside Elementary. The current argument against renaming Northside is that there are plenty of other veterans to honor and rename things after. Although this may be true, I don't see them or their families putting the work in to do just that. Do you? Roy P. Benavidez advocated for children to go to school and stay in school, along with saving 8 men's lives. After saving many people's lives, he worked hard to save children's futures. What better person to name a school after? We must remember that this renaming does not affect me, or you, or any adult in this town. This decision affects your kids and future grandchildren. It affects the future generations of our town, inspiring them endlessly. Don't think about what you or others would want considered. What's best for your children and their children's futures? Names are the building blocks of our society. They help identify anyone or anything. The name Northside has no meaning to it. It only paints out our segregated past of the North Side and South Side. Would you want that monument of one of our nation's worst times there as a name for one of our schools as a stain on our town's back? I challenge you to be bold in your decisions regarding this debate, and I ask you one last question. What will your decision be? Thank you.
Chris Barbie.
Is the clock running?
You're on the clock.
Okay. Well, I wasn't planning on speaking tonight, but I think I've read so much on Facebook and heard so many disparaging remarks about Roy Benavidez that I just wanted to, address him as the man that he was. I knew him well. I traveled with him. It seems like Roy was a hero everywhere but in this city. What a shame. I've been in Washington, D.C. People stopped him on the mall. Said, "Is that Roy Benavidez? Can I get a picture with him?" Well, sure. I was the last person to talk to Roy before he died, the last non-medical person. His concern was he had students to go talk to in Pennsylvania, and he couldn't get there. I said, "That's okay, Roy, they'll forgive you." Roy's the only soldier from this city that has received the Medal of Honor, that's received the Texas Medal of Honor, the Texas Legislative Medal of Freedom. He's the only soldier in this city that the flag was flown at half staff within 10 minutes of his death. I was on a ferry in Virginia last year, and I was talking to a young man. Turned out he was Special Forces. I said, I've got a friend from El Campo, Texas that was a Medal of Honor recipient stationed in Fort Bragg. Really, who? Roy Benavidez. He said, "You're kidding." I had a paper to do. I wrote my paper on Roy Benavidez. I'm sorry, I mean, we have a lot of fine veterans in this town, but there's only one Medal of Honor recipient, there's only one boy. He gave his life post-medal to speaking to children, to speaking to prisoners. He told people to stay in church, mind your parents, go to school. That's who Roy was, and it just hurts my heart to see people, especially fellow soldiers, who have a duty to not leave their own behind, leaving Roy behind.